Title: Torn from the Homeland. A story of the Middle Passage in the lush green lands near the Gambia River. A young man named Kofi lived in a small village. His people were farmers and craftsmen, and their days passed with rhythm planting millet, fishing the rivers, and celebrating the stories of their ancestors around fires. But one day the rhythm was shattered. Foreign ships had begun appearing along the West African coast. They came with cannoned hulls and iron chains, bearing goods like cloth, beads, and guns. These were European traders from Portugal, Britain, the Netherlands, and France who had come not for gold or spices but for people. They struck deals with local rulers and warlords, sometimes offering weapons to stoke regional conflicts and increase the supply of captives. Other times they raided directly, stealing men, women, and children. Kofi was taken one night when his village was attacked by a rival tribe armed by slavers. Bound in iron, he and dozens of others were marched for days to a coastal fort where they were held in dark, airless dungeons. There they waited, stripped of freedom, family, and dignity. When the ship arrived, it smelled of salt, blood, and rot. This was the Middle Passage, a brutal journey across the Atlantic Ocean that would last weeks or months. Kofi was chained below deck in a narrow, suffocating hold, forced to lie on his side pressed against others. Disease swept through the ship. Many died before ever seeing land. Eventually, the ship reached the Americas. Kofi had been brought to South Carolina, where vast rice and cotton plantations demanded endless labor. He, like millions of others, was sold at an auction, his body inspected like livestock. He was given a new name, forced to abandon his language and customs, and put to work under the harsh sun with a whip at his back. The system that enslaved Kofi was part of a massive transatlantic trade that lasted over 300 years. It saw more than 12 million Africans taken from their homes. The profits enriched European economies and built the agricultural empires of the American South, planting sugar in the Caribbean, tobacco in Virginia, and cotton in Georgia. But the story does not end there. Despite unspeakable suffering, those taken fought back in ways big and small. Some led rebellions, others preserved their culture through music, stories, and religion. And over time, their descendants would become central voices in the fight for freedom, justice, and equality in the Americas. Kofi never saw his homeland again. But his memory, and the memory of millions like him, lives in the soil of the plantations they worked, in the spirit of resistance they inspired, and in the ongoing story of freedom still being written.